ma-maintain itong si Titing Manalili.
Second half is now underway. It's Letran and EAC facing off in our second game, our second offering on a Sunday. And EAC tightening the screws. First play, they get the steal. Lucero feeding Bagay on the break.
And that's another turnover for Letran. And you can commit a lot of turnovers against EAC kasi meron silang mga Deo Lucero, Jude Bagay na kapag nasimulan ng tumakbo, pag nakabuelo yan, malabo ka ng makahabol.
Kevin Santos could not answer. Here comes Castillo. Finding Bagay on the move, and he scores again.
And that's back-to-back baskets for Jude Bagay on the break. And ito yung hindi talaga pwedeng ma-afford ng Letran. They can't commit turnovers. They can't take bad shots na long rebound kasi ang bibilis tumakbo ng EAC Generals.
Tinatakbuhan nila itong Letran sa panimula ng ating third quarter. By the way, EJ Castillo already with 4 assists. Behind the back, wraparound pass. Manalili to Santos.
And that's a tough pass for Jonathan Manalili. Ipit na siya nun eh. Talagang na-contain siya nung dalawang EAC Generals. Pero yun na pala yung nasa isip niya talaga.
It's just too good. Castillo. Nakapigan ni Estrada. And here comes Kevin Santos. They go back outside to Jonathan Manalili. The thing. Hinahanap si Omega. Uy, tumalikod yung Omega. Oh, Manalili with the counter steal. Quickly to Roque. Roque, the spin. And that's a technical foul against EAC because of the flop. Are they going to count the basket? We'll find out. Second infraction on Lucero. On this drive by Roque. Well, what do you think, Renzo?
Well, that was a hard hit by June Roque. And June Roque is a very wide, wide body, strong na pangangatawan eh. So I think yung tumba ni Lucero na yun, I think hindi naman siya nag-fake eh. Tumama talaga ng malakas. Pero that was the second time na kasi na natawagan ng flop. So meron ding pwede ring isipin ng referee na baka nagpa-flop na lang talaga. Dahil may warning na siya.
So technical free throw made. So basket counted for June Roque. As we go back courtside, nanggaling sa mga dugout natin ang ating courtside reporter na si Chantal Laude. Chantal?
Martin and Enzo, during the halftime huddle of the EAC Generals, Coach Gerson Cabiltes reminded the team that they have been saying that it's a must-win game, pero kulang pa raw ang pinapakita ng koponan. Ani nga niya, they led most of the first half, pero hinayaan daw nila na maka 20 points in the paint ang Letran Knights. Kaya naman ang gusto niyang makita for the second half is a more pressured defense and an effort to play smarter. Before starting this first half, they were just down by 1 at gusto niyang ibalik na mga general ang kanilang momentum. Yan muna, balik sa inyo.
Thank you, Chantal. We're seeing much better performance from EAC from that second quarter. And looks like talagang tumatak sa kanila yung instructions ito ni Coach Gerson Cabiltes. They're clogging up the lane. They've forced Letran to turnovers early on here.
Well, yun talaga yung kailangan mo gawin against Letran. Hindi enough na magsa-start ka lang ng maganda, na dedepensa ka ng maganda isang quarter. Talagang kailangan ma-maintain mo hanggang dulo.
EJ Castillo breaks away. And he now has 14 points. The lob was too high. So another turnover for the Letran Knights.
You're right, and I think that's unforced. That's unforced turnover kasi wala namang depensa sa harap eh, si Titing Manalili, and they really have to avoid those kind of turnovers.
They forced the turnover on the other side, and Jimboy Estrada makes up for his mistake. For Letran, 15 turnovers in the game, 5 in the third quarter alone. EJ has the free lane, although he blew the layup. Estrada, no. There's a foul.
That was a wide open lane for EJ Castillo, but he saw Kevin Santos waiting for him and got a little intimidated.
This was the freer attempt by EJ Castillo. And then Letran with the counter steal. Jim Boy for 2. Tabladayo, 45. Oh, another steal for EAC. EJ against Santos. Extra pass for Bagay. Wala. Talaga yung presence ng Santos. Intimidating. Castillo nails the short stab.
That was a great recovery for Kevin Santos, challenging that layup by Bagay. Pero wala nang ibang bumaba for Letran. Kaya nakuha ni Lucero yung offensive rebound and then assist for EJ Castillo.
Castillo continues his breakout game. Jim Boy, oh! Separation. Everything but the shot. Oh, missed dunk by Santos. 2 highlights missed by Letran, and EJ takes care of business on the other end. He now has 18 points, and EAC increases their lead, 49-45. Let's check out the action here. EAC on a bit of a rampage here in the second half. EJ Castillo has 6 points in the third. Ito yung highlight na kailangan natin balikan. The erasure by Estrada on Shanoda, and then the missed dunk by Kevin Santos leading to this Castillo layup. So EJ Castillo now has a career-high 18 points. And again, the breakout game. A game that we've been waiting for all season long has finally arrived for EJ Castillo. June Roque. Letran now find themselves down by 4 when Salida is back in the game. It's a shot clock violation on the Knights.
And that's 16 turnovers already for the Letran Knights.
Plus 1 pa.
Oh, that's 17.
Yeah. 7 in the third quarter alone. Shanoda on the roll.
That was a nice Spain action on the left side. Kaya libreng-libre yung roller eh. Kasi may palabas na shooter na nagbigay ng backpick.
Salida, mid-range J. In and out. And EAC has the luxury to slow down the clock. EJ has it. Guarded by Estrada. Castillo saw some space, and that one goes in for Castillo, who is now up to 20 points for the first time in his young NCAA collegiate career.
And Castillo just making it look easy. Lahat ng baskets niya parang komportable siyang makuha.
Oh, EJ with a pickpocket, and he's gone on the other side. 22 points now for EJ Castillo.
And he's doing it on the other side of the court as well. Defending Jim Boy Estrada and forcing him into a turnover.
55-45. The lead ballooning again. Roque from his favorite spot. No problem for June. 10 puntos na para kay Roque.
That's a big shot for Roque. Badly needed for them. But that's another layups for Deo Lucero going through 3 defenders.
Manalili answers right back with his own lay. But EAC is in control in the third quarter. They're being led by their rookie, EJ Castillo, with 22 points so far. Timeout on the floor. Resuming our coverage inside Philoil. EAC is just executing right now, Renzo.
That was the Spain action I was talking about. That was a great back pick by Lucero and a great find by Jude Bagay. And this is just a great jumper for EJ Castillo. And yun yung mga spots na usually automatic na para sa kanya.
And again, this is another dimension now from EAC side, because we haven't seen this all season long, as we see Jun Roque knock down the 3 here to cut the lead down to 7. Ibang dynamic na to para sa EAC with EJ Castillo scoring in bunches.
And you're right, he's scoring a lot, and at the same time, he's guarding one of the best guards dito sa ating liga, and Jimboy Estrada. So he's up for the task, up for the challenge na ako yung i-score, ako rin yung dedepensa dun sa scorer ng kalaban.
That's right. He is taking this challenge head on as we see this foul on Jacob Shanoda. Nakaklip si Shanoda kay Estrada. 57-50. A chance for Letran to weather the storm. Wow, bone-crushing screen set by Buensalida. And he's going to be called for the foul. Pangatlong offensive foul na yan ni Buensalida off an illegal screen.
And that's a good chase for Jude Bagay. Talagang kailangan mo lang mag-follow sa dinidepensahan mo kahit may screen. And talagang hahabulin ni Buensalida yan kapag nakita na nakakahabol si Bagay. Hahabulin niya yung screen kaya natawagan siya ng offensive foul doon.
EAC looks to take advantage of Tana. Had daylight. Nothing there. Hindi pa tumatama dito yung Wilmar. Isa pa lang dun sa end ng ating first half. Montecillo. They flip it out to Deo Cuaja, who is closely guarded by Castillo. Oh, counted! And the foul for Deo Cuaja and a chance for 4.
Deo Cuaja has been asking for that basketball, and as soon as he got it, went for his move, went deep in his back, step back, 3-pointer plus the foul.
That's just a case of good defense, but a better offense from Deo Cuaja as he knocks down this triple and 1. Oh! Could not complete it though, but Cuaja now has 8 points and he has now hit 2 3-pointers.
But imagine Letran turning the ball over 19 times, but they're only down by 4. EAC has been, they've been playing very well on both ends of the floor, but itong Letran down by 4 lang.
Yeah, if you want to extract the positives from Letran's play today, 19 turnovers, you're right, but they are within striking distance. Kylo Chavo is back in the ballgame. Oh, look at the defense of Cuaja and Castillo. Hindi pinapahawak ng bola. Omandak sends it out. They swing to Bagay for 3. Tip in for Jello Loristo.
That was against 2 Letran guys. Jello Loristo tipping that ball in.
59-53. Montecillo. Dito na yung Montecillo. Tsaka Kuahaw para sa Letran. MDO. Montecillo battling for that rebound. And they get another crack at it. 8 to shoot. Jimbo. No. Tippin. MDO.
And I think that's an action na pwedeng balik-balikan ng Letran kasi nag-work for them so far. Yung Spain action dun sa top of the key.
Ooh. Teka, may foul tayo dito. That's a little too close for comfort for Deo Kuahaw as we see this sequence. Jello Loristo. Right over. You're right. 2 Letran rebounders. Brian Angeles coming in with 71 seconds left. And now we're third quarter. The flip out. Kinal. No. Montecillo quickly to Estrada, lobbing it up. And Kuahaw completes the alley-oop.
The lead is down to 2. And ito talaga, ito yung grupo na to. Ito yung pinakamaganda yung flow for this game.
Just like what we saw in the second quarter, this group is bringing Letran back in this. Jello Loristo with the egg one.
What about Omandak?
Yeah. The familiarity right here by the players. Montecillo, Estrada, Kuahaw. Pero ito si Omandak. Binura muna yung Santos bago ibaba kay Loristo.
That was a great pass to Loristo and great catch for him. And the finish, even if na-foul siya dun sa likod.
And Omandak actually had the shot already, but he opted for a better one. Jello Loristo, the former San Sebastian Stag, now General, could not complete the three-point play. Rebounding numbers natin, Letran with a 5-rebound advantage. Kuahaw surveys the floor. Estrada sends it out. Montecillo off the catch. Too much juice. Shot clock did not reset. Kevin Santos taking it straight to the hole.
And that's great recognition from your big man. Alam niya na paubos na yung oras, kaya dumiretso na siya sa basket.
3.4 remaining, and that's not a good foul for Jimboy because both teams are already in the penalty. A good recognition by Kevin Santos right here. Shot clock winding down, driving the basketball for a quick layup. 2 shots for Omandak. Jerlan Omandak. Nung nasa LPU siya, ang nickname niya daw, Oman. Tama ba? Sabi nila eh.
Si Oman.
Omandak. Kinuha lang doon sa last name. Di ba?
I was actually teammates with him.
Wow.
That was his rookie year, tapos final year ko na.
Final year mo na. Pero may 2 years pa daw siya eh. Dito sa NC. 2 for 2 for Omandak. Perfect from the line. Final 3.4 of the third. We'll see what Letran can do. Jimboy, Nat, quickly across. Almost, but not quite, as the third quarter comes to a close. And it's a tight contest at the end of 3 quarters. EAC still in front, 63-59. Should be an exciting finish ahead. Kaya wag po kayong alis. Welcome back to the coverage. On a Sunday, cutie camp tayo. So, Sunday, kaya medyo comfy clothes. Di ba? I don't know, Sunday, parang beach day lang dito sa Philippines. But thank you for watching NCAA Season 101. Martin Javier with Renzo Navarro. Second offering of our Sunday coverage. As we see the quarter scoring here, EAC took the third quarter, 26-21.
Oh, it's been a great game for EAC actually. Talagang maganda yung preparation nila for Letran. Ang ganda ng naging scout nila, especially dun sa first group ng Letran. Kaya for Letran, yung second group, yung talagang maganda yung flow, maganda yung nilalaro.
Ito, nagpapatuloy yan with Jimbo Estrada. Baseline jumper, cutting the lead down to just 2. He's up to 9 points now. The story of that third was the explosion of EJ Castillo, who scored 10 of his 22 points in that third quarter alone. Letran, though, will look to tie the game here. Matt Montecillo has done a phenomenal job at the point, coming off the bench. Deo Guajao against Kinal. They go to Santos. Jimboy off to the right. Nabiyayaan yung Nat Montecillo.
What about Montecillo? He's really doing everything for Letran right now. He's really setting up yung teammates niya. Talagang maganda. Sobrang stable niya lang. And even yung mga ganong opportunities, mga offensive rebounds, sa kanya pa rin napupunta.
The sixth deadlock of the game. And Letran has a chance to take back the lead. Guajao. Nagahanap yung Omega. They get it to him. Strength advantage for MDO here. There's a foul on the floor as he was trying to defend that Omega post-up. Ito, tignan natin. Jimboy quickly getting it up. Pero dito sa kabila, off a bad miss. Nat Montecillo tracking it down. Yun yung mga blessing sa ilalim.
That's just the activity of Montecillo. As you see that jumper by Kevin Santos. So it's really this group, this unit, yung nagbigay ng buhay para sa Letran.
That's right. Kevin Santos now in double figures for Letran. Ochago. They swing it back outside. Oftana on the drive. No, but there is a whistle and the foul. 2 shots coming up for Wilmar Oftana as we go back to our courtside reporter for a fourth quarter story. Nandito si Chantal Laude.
Martin and Enzo, better control and tougher defense. This is what Coach Alan Ricardo wants to see from the Letran Knights for this final quarter. They've already put a target on EAC General EJ Castillo. Paalala niya sa koponan, don't hesitate to block his shots and please stop his shooting momentum. Importante rin para sa koponan ang body language, not just for the Knights on court but also for those in the bench dahil malaki raw ang iniaambag ng enerhiya ng bawat isa. Huling paalala ni Coach before the fourth quarter began, watch out for the quick hitters. Yan lang galing sa panig ng Letran. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Chantal. Mamaya, we'll find out how they'll adjust to EJ Castillo when he checks back in. But I want to zoom in on the body language of this group for Letran. They're playing with intensity and with intention, purpose on the court.
Well, for Letran, there's really nothing much to adjust. They just have to take care of the basketball. And yun nga, yung body language, yung energy lang talaga. Yun lang yung kailangan nilang medyo i-correct. Kasi yung first group nila kanina, medyo nakabagsak yung balikat dahil nga they're struggling. Pero itong group na to, mas mataas yung energy.
Lagayo, 65 all. Omandak with the basket. So EAC counters. Montecillo. They swing it back outside to Nat. He scans the floor. Montecillo has 5. He pulls the trigger. No good. And they get it back. Wow! No. Rebound pulled down by Kinal. Ito na ang EAC. Omandat Extra pass. Brian Angeles scores the reverse to give EAC the lead back. 6-7 to 65.
And what about the second unit of EAC as well? Sharing the basketball very well. Si Omandak meron ng tira dun eh. Diba? Pero talagang willing siyang i-give up yung bola for a better shot.
Montecillo. Wow, from the top of the key. Kado malakas. 2 straight misses for Deo Quahao. EAC back in front here. Ochavo. Ochavo waits. Looking for the clear out. He has Kevin Santos. Kinal, quick shot. No. Ochavo tracks it down. He was against Santos in that sequence. 7 on the 24 though. Kinal, the spin move. Ito na, si Montecillo.
Well, that's great defense for Letran in that possession. EAC had multiple chances pero na-cover nilang lahat. And that's great kasi yun yung hinihingi ni Coach Allen from his players.
Chad Gamad rabbles home the triple.
And what a time for Gamad to come alive. Badly needed yung mga ganang tira, especially ganito kadikit yung laban natin ngayon. And given na nagsastruggle talaga yung Letran ever since nag-start yung laro, that's a big shot for Gamad.
Big time shot. Igo Kinal still could not buy a basket. He is 0 out of 5 from long distance. Talking about Igo Kinal. Eto, yung panabla nung Omandak. And then the extra pass to the corner. Brian Angeles for the reverse. But for Letran, again, the retaliation came in the form of this Chad Gama triple. 1-point game. Jonathan Manalili is back on the floor for Letran. Manalili comes in with 9 points, 8 points, and 7 assists. Omega underneath.
And yes, you can flex Mark Omega. Talagang Jacob Shanoda is also a tough guy, a strong guy, and it's not easy to dislodge him.
Yeah. And EJ Castillo. This is going to be on Manalili. Happened in front of our official. They just fed MDO right here. Diba? Barreling his way through.
He looked like a one-man clearing operation.
That's true. Wala. Tapatan na ng puwersa to. A turnover for EAC. And this is what they don't want to happen. Kasi nakuha na ulit nila yung momentum kanina, Renzo.
Well, ito yung hinihingi ni Coach Gerson from his team, no? Na talagang nag-start sila ng maayos, ng maganda, pero they have to maintain it eh. Kailangan tapusin nila, kailangan maging consistent sila.
Manalili. It stays with Letran.
6 seconds on the shot clock.
With 6 on their clock, but you saw Oftana give Manalili some space there, daring him to shoot. Because today Manalili hasn't hit a three-pointer.
Well, I think based on their scouting report, I think yun yung area and yun yung tira na willing silang ibigay para dito kay Titing Manalili.
Kumbaga, they'll just take away his drives and force him to live outside. Shot clock violation. Turnover number 20 for Letran. EAC down by 3 with 3.5 remaining in our ball game. Lucero against Buensalida. Again, quickness advantage for Lucero here. Teo Lucero. Castillo. Bagay had to adjust. Agawan ng bola. Agawan pa rin.
Jump ball. Possession 14 and drive.
So Letran will have it. Eto, Jude Bagay forcing this shot. And he was also forced to adjust by the defense.
But that was a great challenge by Titing Manalili eh. hindi sumuko dun sa play na yun. Libreng-libre na si Bagay pero hinabol niya pa rin.
Gama lets it fly and knocks down another long bomb.
And I think this is the biggest lead for Letran in this game. And again, what a time for Gama to really break out. Talagang big shots eh. Big shots galing sa kanya.
Chad Gamat coming alive in the fourth, knocking down 2 big threes off the catch. The Phil Canadian sharpshooter delivers the goods.
And both his shots are contested eh. Heavily contested. He had a hand on his face, but still able to make it.
Meron dating, as we see this technical free throw, natawagan ng flop. Itong Letran Knights, EJ connects. Hindi ko alam kung naalala mo si Zach Nichols.
Of course, for Arellano. Oh.
The Phil Canadian gunslinger of Arellano. Yun yung tawag sa kanya because he was the designated shooter.
And yung release ni Zach Nichols, napakabilis. Talagang hindi mo na mahabol. And Zach Nichols is around 6'2", 6'3". So it's really hard to challenge him.
Parang Clay Thompson, ano?
Plus yung guards pa nila noon is Ken Salado, Gio Halalo. So
malilibre at malilibre ka talaga. Because those two guys really attract the defense. 73 to 68. Turnover para sa EAC. You saw an exchange of words between the EAC players. Roque from the corner. Roque underneath. The reposition by June Roque.
And dito magkakaroon ng problema yung EAC. They've played really well first 3 quarters and this is not the time for them to all of a sudden biglang mag-commit ng maraming turnovers and magkaroon ng mga miscue on the defensive end.
They've fallen into a major dry spell. Talking about the EAC Generals. And now we proceed to the final 2 minutes. Jump ball now. It goes back to EAC. They pressure Titing Manalili. The relocation and the reposition by June Roque. What a cut underneath. And the find by MDO. Letran is ahead big, 75-68. Balik sa ating laban. Icebreaker muna tayo. Ayan, Cuticam. EAC students watching. Letran students are here as well, enjoying some Sunday NCAA action. Thank you. And it's turning out to be an exciting finish between EAC and Letran. EAC 5 puntos pa lang sa fourth quarter, Renzo.
And yun yung maganda for Letran eh. Despite the struggles, despite the turnovers, pagdating kasi sa depensa, madiin din sila eh. Talagang na-contain din nila yung ibang guys, except itong si Castillo, of course. Pero ano nga eh, talagang nandun lang sila sa game. 1 possession, 2 possessions lang yung lamang ng EAC sa kanila the entire game. Kaya sobrang bilis na makuha yung kalamangan.
But this is far from over. Last 2 minutes. EJ with 23 points today. Rivers drops in. So EAC gets exactly what they wanted after the timeout, which was a quick basket.
And that's a tough look for Castillo. Sobrang sikip na no. Nakita niya pa si Lucero. And what a great finish for Lucero as well.
Assist number 5 for Castillo. MDO makes the catch. And here's the help. They pressure Omega. Manalili makes his move. Gamat for 3. Kaboom! Chad Gamad with his third triple in the final quarter.
What a great recovery for Letran. Almost a turnover, but still managed to find Gamad on the right corner for that three-pointer.
Chad Gamad coming up big in the fourth. Third three-point make for Chad Gamad for a total of 11 points in the game. Such a clutch performer. And that's what you want if you are a Letran player and you're in this Letran team. You're still finding gems at this later stage of the competition.
Well, of course, Gamad is a known shooter, but grabe yung yung tinitira niya ngayon in this game. Talagang clutch, talagang big threes. And what a way for Manalili to find Gamad doon sa right corner na yun.
Jude Bagay taking care of the second free throw, so it's a 7-point game with 72 seconds left. Omega. Oh, naiwanan! June Roque with a two-hand put down. And the exclamation point for the Letran Knights. EAC in trouble. They fell asleep defensively in the previous play. Omega. Forward pass for this June Roque throwdown.
And this is just heartbreaking for EAC. Kasi first three quarters and yung start ng fourth quarter, napakaganda ng nilalaro nila. But again, yung hinihingi ni Coach Gerson sa kanila na consistency, medyo nagkaroon sila ng problema dun sa dulo eh. Yung pinaka-importanteng part ng game, dun sila nagkaroon ng problema, dun sila bumitaw.
They started this third quarter ahead. Abante pa sila, 4 na puntos. But then, Letran turned the tables. And it was that lineup of Montecillo, Omega, Estrada that started everything again for the Letran Knights. And they never looked up. They outscored the EAC. They've outscored them so far, 21-8. As Lucero misses both. And Letran just needs to melt the clock. Manalili pulls back. Right thing to do. Manalili. Rebound for Lucero. Deo Lucero zooms to the cup. 7-point game. EAC needs a steal.
They really need to apply pressure and force Letran to commit more turnovers.
Oh, they almost do. But there's a foul.
But again, I want to commend Letran for playing great defense. Despite the struggles offensively, despite yung ibang players struggling on offense, talagang yung defense hindi nila pinabayaan eh. Talagang hindi sila sumuko, hindi sila nawalan ng kumpiyansa, hindi bumaba yung energy nila. So you really have to commend the whole Letran squad, and special mention syempre dun sa second unit nila na nagbigay ng buhay.
Pero Renzo, I initially said EAC needs a steal. Medyo napaganda pa. Kasi mukhang natawagan ng foul si Mark Denver Omega bago pa i-inbound yung bola. So MDO fouls out. He finishes the game with 9 points. 9 points, 2 rebounds. And the EAC will have the basketball. So a chance to still make a game out of it if you're EAC.
Yes, EAC is in a much better situation na imbes na ma-steal nila, inbound sila ngayon, meron silang play for a better, they can create something na para makakuha ng magandang tira, para makahabol pa sa laro na to.
But they need a quick one again. Again, time not on their side. It's an 11-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Lucero, ganda ng depensa ng Gamat. They send it to Kinal. Kinal throws it up. Smothering defense played by Letran. Suffocating EAC and forcing them to take a heavily contested shot. 14 seconds left. (80-73). We're still in the fourth quarter with 14.4 seconds remaining. EAC had a chance to make it a two-possession game. Pero Letran was ready. They locked down defensively, forcing EAC to a contested look. And it looks like we're just waiting for the final score. Unless Letran turns it over. Oh, bagsak si Shanoda. Quick foul given up by EAC. So, wala pa sa penalty ang mga General.
And I think they have one more foul to give. Talking about the Generals. Or, yeah, one more.
Manalili to trigger this one in. And this is another foul right before the inbound. .8 seconds remaining. So, we'll head back to the monitors for this review. They called the foul. I'm looking at Brian Angeles here. Dinidikitan itong si June Roque.
Well, there was clearly a foul, but
okay. So Renzo, this is gonna be a foul, but because it happened right before the inbound, they'll grant a free throw plus the bonus possession for Letran.
yes, and yun yung rule na hindi mo pwede talaga foulin kapag hindi pa na inbound. I think it can't be a common foul kapag hindi pa na inbound yung bola.
Okay, so Roque needs to take the free throw. 12 segundo na lang ang natitira sa atin dito. Meron pang konting kulay between Angeles and Roque. June with 15 points. Talking about breakout performances. This is the breakout performance for June Roque in Season 101. A season high 15 points for Roque. And Letran will just let this one play out.
And what a way for Roque to be back for Letran. Talagang napakaganda ng timing. Kasi papunta na tayo ng playoffs. Tapos, ito pa yung time na nakabalik na rin si Roque sa 100% niya. So, this is another weapon that Letran can really use. And nakakatakot to for the rest of the teams na makakaharapan nila.
And again, if you've been watching the NCAA, especially in the past, actually any collegiate league, once we go to the playoffs, you'll need that next level. You'll need that second gear to let your team go the distance.
And Letran yung isa sa mga team na very capable of that another layer sa team nila.
Kaya nakakatakot itong Letran Knights. Again, they could still make it to the top 2 in Group B. They're not out of it just yet. So, china-challenge nila itong Benil Blazers at ang San Beda Red Lions, and San Beda is gonna be their next opponent for their final game in the elimination round.
Well, for Letran, alam naman natin kung gaano kalalim yung team na to. So, even if hindi sila umabot doon sa number 2 spot, even if wala silang twice to beat advantage in the next round, pero yung pagbalik ni June Roque sa kanila, I think kahit sinong makalaban nila, kayang-kaya nila eh.
You're right. At yung nasa kabilang team, kasi magko-crossover po tayo pagdating natin ng quarterfinals, mag-iisip. Right now, it's Perpetual and Mapua positioned at number 1 and number 2. But now, you'll really have to go for the number 1 spot.
Oh, of course, you want to avoid Letran, of course.
Kasi baka madehado ka pagdating sa quarterfinals, although those teams are really good. Lucero, Omanda backs up, pulls the trigger, and that's all she wrote. The Knights bounce back and use a big fourth quarter to take home the win. The final score is 82-73 in favor of the Letran Knights. They get their 7th win in season 101. And the best player of the game is June Roque, scoring 15 points in the contest. What a performance. Season high for June Roque. And again, we've been mentioning this. What a day for them to have that kind of performance from June Roque, a guy that, you know, we're used to seeing as the main guy.